Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be giving you 3 rotoscope transitions for your videos. Let's get straight to it. So as you can see, I've shot a music video for one of my recent clients. These effects will work with whatever video you have, but I'm using a music video today for this tutorial. I want to be adding these transitions on 3 different beat drops of the video, and I've just split those beat drops into sections for this tutorial. I'll play you guys the clip so you know what clip we're working with. So as you can see, I've already added some slow-mos and zooms and whatnot, but I want the transition to hit when the beat drop happens, which is the start of this clip. As you can see, we shot in a very crowded place, so there was a lot of people walking by. And for this first effect, I wanted to have this lady kind of walk by the screen, but the second clip reveal as she walks by. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to the clip, hold Option and drag the clip up to duplicate it. And then with the duplicate clip, we're going to right click and then click Replace with After Effects Composition. And what that's going to do is that's going to open just this clip into After Effects, and then whatever work we do with this clip will be saved into your Premiere Pro timeline. You might have your whole timeline just in After Effects, but I prefer to edit in Premiere and then do whatever visual effects I want one at a time. All we're going to do is obviously rotoscope out this lady walking by. If you guys don't know how to rotoscope, I've got a quick 2-minute tutorial on my page, but I'm assuming most of you know how to. Now that we have the lady rotoscoped out, walking by the screen, we're going to go click Save, and then this is going to be saved into our Premiere Pro timeline when we go back to it. Now the clip will turn red, and that's how you know it's an After Effects clip. And then if we turn off the clip underneath, you can see it's a rotoscope. All the changes saved from After Effects are now in our Premiere Pro timeline. When both clips are on, you can see that there's nothing different about it. That's because we need to crop the clip underneath in time with when the lady walks by the screen. To do that, I'm going to crop the rotoscope to when she starts walking by. So that's 1 frame before she starts entering the screen. And then we're going to go to the clip underneath and navigate to our effects controls and see all the different crops over here. She's walking from the right, so I am going to keyframe the crop right, but your subject or object might be coming from the left, so you'll do left, top, bottom, vice versa. So I've keyframed it from the right at 0% before 1 frame before she starts walking into the shot. And then I'm going to go to the end and then keyframe it at 100. And so as you can see, when you drag it across, you can crop it however much you want. So naturally I've keyframed it all the way to 100, which is swiping all the way across the screen. And I've done it at the end of the clip, and so it's in time with when she's walking by. It might need some tweaking, so you want to make sure it's in time with when the subject is fully covering the screen. Now that I'm playing it back, I can see I need to move the keyframes down because when she starts walking into the screen, she's not fully covering the shot. So I need to time it with when she's fully covering both corners of the shot. And now I'm going to move that keyframe to that point in time with the clip. Alright, so now I've fixed the start to match when she walks into the shot, and it is moving pretty smoothly with the rotoscope up until the end when I realize she is walking faster than the clip is actually cropping. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the keyframe to when she's still fully in shot and just move it a bit more forward just to speed up the crop, just like so. And now you can see when we play it back, it is perfectly in sync and has been cropped in time with when the subject is walking. Now to make a transition into the next shot, we're just going to grab these 2, move it up, and then drag this clip underneath up until when the rotoscope starts. And there you go, you have your transition working just like that. It's pretty easy. and it looks great. You can add, you know, zooms, whatever to suit your footage, but I'm going to do that after I'm done with this tutorial. The next transition we're going to be doing is kind of like a background spin behind the subject, and the shot that's spinning is like the shot that's going to be shown on the beat drop. So I'll show you guys how to do that. On the shoot day, I told my subject to swipe his hand in front of the camera in order to make this transition, but it can still work without the swipe, or you can prepare for it for your next shoot. But to make this, I am going to rotoscope out where he swipes. So I'm going to rotoscope out himself and his hand, kind of like we did before. So I'm going to right click, replace with After Effects composition. And now I have the clip in After Effects, and now we have him rotoscoped out. Now, as you can see, the duplicate of the shot is now rotoscoped, and I've just cropped it down to when I want the transition to start. Now that we've got the rotoscope out the way, what we're going to do is we're going to grab these two clips, drag them up, and then we're going to extend the clip that we want to transition into to the start of where the rotoscope is over here. We're going to get this clip's opacity going down and then this clip's opacity going up. What I like to do is I like to cut them both at the points where you want it to transition into, because then it's just easier to keyframe over here. Now we're going to keyframe the opacity on the first clip up the top, the one that's with the that matches the rotoscope, and keyframe it at 100% at the start, and then keyframe it at 0% at the end. I'm going to select the keyframes, right click, and easy ease them, kind of like you can do in After Effects. You can see that's going to make a much smoother graph when I put it at the end. Then we're going to go to the clip underneath that, click opacity at 100%, but make that at the end, and then make it start at 0%. Right click, easy ease in, and then drag that to the start. And you can see now, as he swipes his hand, the first clip dissolves and the second clip comes in. To make the clip actually spin, go to rotation, keyframe that at 0, actually we're going to put that at the end because we want it to be 0 rotation when the beat hits, and then we're going to rotate it to whatever you want really. I'm just going to tilt it kind of like that. I think looks good. And then you're going to have to scale it in as well, keyframe scale, and scale it in to where the corners are fully submerged around the clip, because you don't want to be able to see it out of frame. And then we're going to grab those, add it to the start, and then obviously reset the scale to its original form at the end. I'm going to easy ease those, actually all of these, I'm going to easy ease to make it smoother as well, and then drag the keyframes to the end. And now you can see that it spins and both shots dissolve for the transition into the next shot. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the rotoscope layer and make actual rotoscope dissolve kind of towards the end of the clip with, you know, its original shot. But I'm just going to do it towards the end of the clip to make it a bit less delayed, so the rotoscope is more visible in the transition. Now you can see at the end of the clip, the rotoscope dissolves right as the clip finishes rotating underneath it. And then all together, you can see we got a nice smooth transition, the background kind of rotating with the subject, dissolve to the next shot for the beat drop. I think it looks awesome, really fits the hand swipe of this shot. For the third and final rotoscope effect, as you saw at the start, this one, we're going to have the rotoscope play over the first clip, kind of move through, and then it's going to start when the second shot is going to start when the beat drop hits and have a mad effect going behind it. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. So first things first, we're going to go to our second clip here and we're going to duplicate that, and then we are going to just extend it a bit over the first clip here to make sure we have room for the rotoscope to come in. And when I right click that, open that in After Effects. Now we have the clip in After Effects, and now we have it rotoscoped out. Now we have the duplicate clip rotoscoped out throughout the whole duration. What we're going to do is we're going to make another duplicate of the same clip, extend it again, but this time we're going to cut it at where it starts originally in the timeline, and then delete the rest. I'm going to right click this and then open this in After Effects again. Open it in After Effects and rotoscope it out. Now go back to Premiere Pro and you'll have your 2 rotoscopes on top of your clips. Now go back into your After Effects, go to the longest clip with the rotoscope and just duplicate that. And then on the one underneath, just delete the roto brush. So now you have one just playing. You have the rotoscope on top, and then underneath is just the normal footage. And now to make that massive effect around the rotoscope, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our effects and presets panel. We're going to go to our user presets and then go to my rotoscope pack, which you can download, link in description or in my bio. And then I think the particle warp effect will go best with this shot here. All you gotta do is just drag and drop, and then boom, it's applied straight onto the clip. Yeah, with just one click pretty much. You got a whole warp effect and all the particles moving just like that. Because we got all the particles moving around it, I think we should make a duplicate of the background again and then delete the effect off the back of that clip. And that way we got an actual background and then the effect on top of that too. And that's going to create this crazy like warp effect. I think that's just sick. Like, look at that. That's actually insane. All right, so if we go to our Premiere Pro timeline, we now have that crazy warp effect behind the subject when it hits the beat drop. Now, what I kind of want to do is grab the second rotoscope we have here, and we're going to make this one move into the clip above here. Before we do that though, we need to crop the rotoscope down here, so only this rotoscope is visible on this clip. And then that way the effect will start once the beat drop hits. When we have the rotoscope here, we're going to go to our effects controls up here. We're going to keyframe position we're going to move that to the end of our clip, and then we're going to drag, that's the wrong one, we're going to drag it down just like that, and then move that keyframe to the start. So that way it's moving in. It's still moving. The rotoscope is still moving as he's coming in, and then once it finishes placing, it's going to hit on that beat drop and create that matte effect. I recommend grabbing the keyframes and easing them to make that movement just a lot more smoother. And then remember to drag that to the end again. And there you go. That's how you create that rotoscope transition. I think that one's definitely my favorite. Like, that's just so sick. If you want effects like these and so much more, go ahead to the link in the description or type in carefulcuts.com and cough yourself a pack. And that's it for the tutorial, guys. 3 rotoscope effects to transform your edits. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos just like these.